Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 1. We will present about DOSH. We will present about the definition, the function, and each example of regulation in DOSH. The presenter will be me, Nur Syazwan binti Azhar, and another 4 members, which is Nur Aisyah binti Muhammad Amin, Nur Aisyah binti ROSLI, Wan FATINI ATIQAH, and lastly, NURUL AINA SYAHIRAH. Okay, first I will present about the definition of DOSH. What is DOSH? DOSH is the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, and it is department under the Ministry of Human Resources. This department is responsible for the implementation and regulation of laws relating to the occupational safety and health in the country as a government agency. Next, this department is in charge of ensuring the safety, health, and welfare of people at work, as well as protecting other people from the risk of safety and health posed by the activity in the following sectors. There are 10 sectors, which are manufacturing, mining and quarrying, construction, hotel and restaurant, agriculture, forestry and fishing, transport, storage and communication, public services and statutory authorities, utilities, gas, electricity, water and sanitary services, finance, insurance, real estate and business services, and last but not least, the wholesale and retail trades.
My name is Nur Aisyah binti Muhammad Amin. I will continue with the function of Department of Occupational Safety and Health, or also known as DOSH. The function of DOSH is to study and review the policies and legislation of occupational safety and health. This is to ensure that the policies and legislation are revised and improved whenever necessary. Next, to enforce these following legislation, which are OSHA 1994, FMA 1967, and part of Petroleum Act 1984 and its legislation. DOSH also perform research and technical analysis on issues related to occupational safety and health, so that accidents or dangerous occurrence will be not repeated and can provide workplace with a safe and health working system. And lastly, to carry out promotional and publicity to workers, employers, and general public. This is to foster and increase the awareness of occupational safety and health.
The first act that is applicable under DOSH is Factory and Machinery Act 1967, also known as FMA 1967. One of the regulations under this act is FMA Safety, Health and Welfare Regulations 1970, which focused on the workers' well-being while working at a factory. One example of the regulation is Regulation number 12, which mentioned about working at a height in which safety equipment such as safety belts, safety ropes shall be provided to the worker who is working at a place in which he or she may fall from a height more than 10 feet. Another example is Regulation 15, which mentioned about the containers for volatile inflammable substances such as drum and can. These containers shall be kept closed securely when not in use. When the contents has been emptied, the container shall be removed immediately from the place it is used to a safer place with adequate arrangement.
Okay, next for the Petroleum Safety Measures Act 1984 under the DOSH legislations. It contains about 11 parts and 48 sections in it. And for the example for this act can be explained in Part 6 and Section 20 for labeling of containers or receptacles containing petroleum. The containers that are kept at any place or sent or conveyed between two places in Malaysia or sold or exposed or offered for sale, it must be labeled it with name and address of consignee or owner or sender or vendor. And any person who keeps, sends, conveys, sells, exposes or offers for sale of any petroleum in contravention shall be guilty of an offence, means that person will be prosecuted on his wrongdoing and the petroleum containers will be seized.
Last but not least, I will proceed with the last section of regulation in the DOSH Malaysia, which is Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. OSHA Control of Industrial Major Accident Hazards Regulation 1996. This regulation should be applied to all industrial activities except a nuclear installation and installation under the armed force, a vehicle or vessel transporting hazardous substance, and industrial activity which has equal or less than 10% of hazardous substance involved. I will take Regulation 8 as an example, which is notification of change. The manufacturer shall immediately notify the Director General of any change made in any of particulars furnished in the notification, including an increase or reduction in the maximum quantity of hazardous substance which is likely in the site, pipeline or cessation of an industrial activity.